Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. You have no idea how I was looking forward to doing this video today. I have so much stuff to talk with you all about. Where do I start? All right, how about with this? The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ both closed at new all-time record highs. I happen to know for a fact that if you just happened to catch my Markets a Look Ahead video that I did on Sunday, I explained to you that this week, I literally said, barring a black swan event, we were getting record highs this week. Well, guess what? New record highs for the stock market. Do you really believe that I conjure this out of nothing? I really hope not. It's pretty scary, but it even gets scarier than that. Scarier than that. If you happen to catch the video that I did this morning, pre-market, I explained to you the president was going to float out a story about this China trade deal happening anytime close. I forgot the exact words. Well, today, that's exactly what happened. I called this to the point where I actually did this to myself. I went, it's the truth. It just pops up into my head. It's the truth. Scary stuff. It really is. So it appears, and it started earlier today, almost at the market open. I'm sitting here. I'm watching the market. I'm looking to get in on a trade. I'm sitting there looking. All of a sudden, stocks just started going up. I'm like, what just happened? All of a sudden, I go at real Donald Trump, and bam, within 1 minute, I saw his tweet there. I took a snapshot of it. I placed it everywhere. China trade deal closed, very close, big deal. Market loved it. There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of talk about what's happening, and I want to cover some of that here. So towards the end of the day, well, it was interesting what happened. Let's back up to the middle of the day. In the middle of the day, there was a lot of conflicting stories about what was really happening. Now, the president had said he was going to reduce tariffs on China by 50% and cancel his deadline for raising tariffs on China, and the market loved it. You know, here's my situation. We don't even have a signed deal. There's nothing. So why? Is this the art of the deal? Honestly, we do these things first. Well, then it got floated out there again that China said no. We want all the tariffs removed before we sign anything. Market gave back 2/3. Like I said, it was up like over 1%. The S&P 500 gave back 2/3 on apparently China saying no. Well, towards the end of the day, another story got floated out that there's a deal in principle. Market loves hearing that. I don't even know what that means. They have a deal in principle. If you recall, in October, we had a deal in principle, phase 1. Remember that? They were going to sign it in Chile or something along. I'm not making that up. Literally, they were going to sign it in Chile or something along those lines. Well, we have nothing as of right now. And I even said earlier on Twitter, I said, if we get a deal today, I will wrap myself in plastic in front of this camera here so all of you can watch. I think it would be kind of interesting. So as of now, this market is in a euphoric state. Off of a rumor again. It's the exactly the same. A phase 1 deal in principle. A phase 1 deal in principle. Again, please tell me what this means in principle. We heard this just in October. Now we're hearing it again. Are they recycling the same thing again? I wouldn't be surprised. That's all that happens here in this sick market. Now, it's kind of interesting, too, the timing of this. And I know most of you are probably aware. But jobless claims skyrocketed today to a 2-year high. As soon as that news broke, we got the tweet from the president and stocks went right up. No, almost no coverage. Again, look it up for yourself. Jobless claims, 2-year high, skyrocketed. I think that's kind of revolting, in my view. Again, nothing is real here in this market, and I cannot help but be very skeptical about any kind of a deal, even in principle. Whatever that means, I don't know what it means. But what I can tell you is this, and I don't know about you, but I find this very disturbing. I've been watching patterns, okay, with regard to the dark pools. You know what dark pools are? Dark pools are where large trades are made, hidden from the public for a little while. They're not in real time, although you can access this information. And I'm going to put a link to the dark pools in the description of this video. It's very confusing, but if you look at a day like today, today's date is the 12th, so wait for that data to come out, you are going to see a very disturbing pattern. Now, I'm not blaming the president for this. I'm not calling the president out. This could just be leaked information, or it could be from the president. We don't know. But if you look into the dark pools, okay, like I said, there is a link in the description of this video. There are companies, there are individuals, there are banks that are making millions of dollars off of Trump's tweets. What are they doing? Well, it seems very suspicious to me, and I want you to look for yourself. Keep today in mind, the 12th, right? Look into those dark pools in a couple of days when this information becomes public. This is public information. You're not supposed to know that it's there, but it is there. You can look into the dark pools, okay? Again, this is where these large trades are made clandestinely, hidden from the public. They're hard to understand, but if you look at these things, you will see what I see. I'm telling you. So it appears that before Trump makes these tweets, and this is a repetitive pattern, there's a lot of action happening in these dark pools, and millions, if not tens of millions of dollars are being made. Now, I want to know this. Number one, why isn't the SEC looking into this? You can see it for yourself. Even if, I'm going to let you in on a secret here, the SEC were to look into this, you know who would get in trouble? Nobody. Zero. Did you know that Congress is allowed, members of Congress are allowed to trade on inside information? Yeah, absolutely. I would not be surprised. You know, we have a one party system that they themselves are not trading on inside information using dark pools, using some kind of a mechanism to make them millions of dollars. I find this more disturbing than anything else. How about you? Now, again, I always ask you to do your own research here. There is a link in the description of this video. Click it now. Yeah, click on that. You see it? Open it up in another window. There is your access to the dark pools. Okay? Take advantage of this information, all right? And start to look for patterns. Although, like I just said, even if you see what I am telling you is there, and you were to even bring this to the SEC, you know what would happen? Nothing. Zero. But it just disturbs me that there are some out here, and you have to wonder. Now again, I'm not blaming anybody. You have to wonder, who's responsible for this? Why are there naked call trades being placed prior to the president making these tweets or these comments on Twitter, and all of a sudden stocks vault higher? That to me is unfair. I work very hard, okay, to capitalize on this market. I pass that information on to you. I call things before they happen, to the point of I literally scare myself. Like Sunday, it was no brainer to me that stocks were going to hit record highs this week. This morning, I explained to you, the president was going to float out a story. Yeah, it happened too. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And now we have a deal in principle. whatever that means. But some people out here are making obscene amounts of capital in this market, and that is inside information for which Congress is allowed to trade on. And I guess that means the president can trade on it too. Interesting. Someone needs to look into this, but no one will get in trouble. Just like the financial, excuse me a moment here. Still got my trading platform open. Just like the financial meltdown, no, not one upper management person got in trouble for anything that went on during the financial crisis. Nobody. Won't happen again here. But it's interesting to follow, and I would love to hear from you. Do you find it disturbing that there are some out here, and I want you to look at it for yourself in the dark pools, that are capitalizing us to the tune of probably even hundreds of millions of dollars? Corporations, the military-industrial complex. Look who's placing those trades. Look who's placing the trades. Look at the names. I know you just opened that window to the dark pools. There is a link here in the description of this video. Look at the names of those companies that are placing these trades. Do you find that interesting? Yeah, I'm sure you will. Anyway, look, I'm going to ask you to really share this video. Get it out there. Get this information out. Dark pools. Anyone can look at it. You don't need to be Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, any of these guys. No, you can do it yourself. I think most of you know that. As a matter of fact, the link in this video is to a very short article with the link I wrote a long time ago. So again, this is where I keep all of you way ahead of the curve. There's nobody on this earth, I don't think so, who tells you things before they're going to happen, and they do, who's been keeping all of you on top of this market better than me. And I don't mean to sit here and toot my horn, because when I say things like this, people attack me. Watch the comments. I get attacked for it. But if what I'm saying is true, how is that tooting my own horn? I'm stating a fact. It's the truth. All right, so look, new record highs for this market, and we're not done. We're going higher. Crude oil is going higher. Precious metals, cryptocurrencies will remain under pressure. Cash is going to make its way into this market through dark pools, through any other mechanism you can imagine. It's completely rigged from the top down. And it's about to get even worse. Now, I've explained to you that, and this is what I find also kind of disturbing. I explained to you all that the lies must get larger and more dramatic. Well, I'm wondering if that's what we're seeing here now today with this supposed deal. We have a trade deal. In principle, it's not signed, but the president is going to cut tariffs on China by 50%. He is going to push off his self-imposed deadline. Do you find that bothersome? Do you believe that we should have a signed deal first, or the president should just remove the tariffs like he's talking about right now, and push off his deadline? You know what he's trying to do here. Between the rigging of the market going higher and the action in the dark pools, crude oil, the military-industrial complex, you can see what's being set up. Do you think, honestly, that any president, not just this guy here, works for you? He works for the military-industrial complex. Period, the end. I mean, anyone who doesn't understand that at this point, because we have lost already with all the fakery going on, the rigging of the markets, the dark pools, the people that are, the corporations that are capitalizing on the president's tweets, getting into this market before the information makes it into the public arena. You think that's all okay? Do you think it's by accident? Really? I want to hear from you. Is this by accident? I'm out of here. Click that link if you have not already. Dark pools. Look into it. Pay it some attention. And I want to hear back from you. Love you a lot. See you in the morning.